This is a Hindi story. In our childhood days, I read it. It was Har Ki Jeet, win in defeat. Win in defeat. Har Ki Jeet. The actors of this story are Thakur Khadak Singh, Dacoit Khadak Singh, and Baba Bharti. Have you heard of this story? आपने सुनी पढ़ी? आपने भी? Okay. Again a story, sir. So there was a saint, a hermit, Baba Bharti. He had a very fast running horse of very exceptionally breed. And it used to run so fast that there was no else horse to compete with it. So there was a dacoit in the same vicinity who wanted to steal that, because dacoit needed it more than Baba Bharti needed those days, when there were no means of these days fast transportation. So sorry, Thakur Khadak Singh wanted to steal that horse, but could not succeed. So what happened? One day, when Baba Bharti was going somewhere on that horse, he saw a sick man shivering with cold in a blanket at the roadside, and he was crying for help. So Baba Bharti got off the horse, went to that person. What happened, gentlemen? He said, look, I'm just about to die. I have acute fever. Can you please take me to some doctor? So Baba Bharti was a very kind man. He asked him to come, and he asked him to ride the horse, so he would take him to the doctor. As soon as the man got on the horse, he just removed the blanket, and with a tick he rang, saying, Baba Bharti, I am Thakur Khadak Singh. I could not steal your horse so far, but now you cannot get it back. Now I am not going to give you this horse. And he ran. So Baba Bharti cried, shouted from behind, look, just wait. Please don't tell anybody how you got this horse. Just pay your attention. Baba Bharti said to the dacoit, please don't tell anybody how you got this horse from me. So he was curious enough. He stopped, came to Baba Bharti and said, why did you ask me not to say anybody? So Baba Bharti told him, if you would narrate this incident to others, people would stop believing in sickness, in charity, or people would stop helping sick people, people who are in need. People would just stop. So please, don't do that. Look, this is what is the point when we can think of morality, when we can think of ethics. As a teacher, as an academician, if we are not behaving like a teacher, if we are not behaving like intellectuals, if we are not behaving like a thorough gentleman, a thorough academician, we are stealing the data. If we are stealing data without referring to others, if we are claiming that this the data is mine, we are Thakur Khadak Singh. You have to decide. You have to decide which way you are going to lead your life to. What example you are going to cite before your next generation. If you happen a chance to guide your PhD scholars, what means you are going to suggest them to do that? So these are a few things which need to be taken care of. Look, the difference. I remember I was reading Taittiriya Upanishad. Upanishads are one of the holy scriptures of Indian mythological system. So in Taittiriya Upanishad there was a line, Yanya asmakan sucharitani tani tvayo pasyani no itarani. Whatever is good to be followed should be followed, nothing else. If I am a teacher, I would certainly ask my disciple to follow from my persona whatever are only good. If I carry some bad qualities or attributes, I would suggest them not to follow those, only good things to be followed. You know, this reminds me another incident of Mahabharata, where Lord Krishna asked Duryodhan once, Duryodhan, you are the student of same Guru, same teacher, who taught Krishna, who taught Pandavas. You have got your education and training in the same institution where Pandavas got. You are skilled fully, sometimes in some cases more than what they are trained in. Then why is this difference? Why is this difference that you are not following the path which needs to be followed? Then Duryodhan, I am impressed with one line. I don't know whether Duryodhan was there or not. I don't know if Duryodhan said this or not. But Duryodhan says, Janami dharmam nacha me pravirti. What is dharma? I know, but I am not inclined to that. Janamya dharmam nacha me nivritti. I know what is adharma, but I am not able to get rid of that. So I know what is dharma, I know what are righteous path, what are virtues of life, but I am not able to, stick to that because I am not inclined to. My bent of mind is not like that. What is adharma, what are vices of life, I know, but I am not able to get rid of that. I am not able to get rid of that. So there was the difference between the two. We may be skilled, we may be equipped with all the jargons of education system, all the jargons which are printed in books. But sorry, we are just useless, good for nothing if we are not inclined to virtues. See, I am not saying is something which is religious. I am not asking you to go to temple or to churches or mosque to bow your heads. I am just asking you to follow a correct path if you are a researcher, if you are an academician. Janamya dharmam nacha me nivritti. I know what is wrong, I know what are vices, but I am not able to get rid of that. Now, what kind of excuse is this? And what happened to Duryodhana? So ultimately, you are not going to get a recognition. I remember somebody asked me when I was doing my research, and when I was doing my MPhil from Delhi University, so I decided to do an ethnography, and I decided not to sit in library to write my dissertation. I chose a subject, an area which is far beyond this NCR, in a remote jungle of Madhya Pradesh. And I studied on Gorku tribes. I went there in my MPhil dissertation. I stayed 6 months with Gorku person in their village, in their house. So I decided to do that. Then for PhD also, similar things happened, but some different teams were there. Then one of my friends asked me, look, have you ever researched if anybody has got a Nobel Prize on the basis of their PhD work? I said, no, I don't know. I have no idea. I have not researched on that, but I know one thing, that this the same thing which I said in morning, that we do PhD once in our lifetime. And this is something which we claim, we sometimes pat our shoulders for. So then what kind of work should we do? What kind of ethics should we put into? So these are the things which need to be have in our mind. I mean, you are at the outset of your research life. I don't know if really it is a research life or it's a compulsion for pursuing a research. Generally, it's a compulsion for pursuing a research to get a degree, to get promotions and increments in our life. Generally, I mean, that's the pragmatic part of it. But at the same time, if we have to do it, why not do it with certain elements of ethics, certain ingredients of ethics? So this is what is needed. And believe me, if you do it with certain kind of honesty, you are the one who will always speak aloud. You are the one who can claim with confidence, with conviction, yeah, this is your work. You can report, you can write research papers based on that, you can write so many other papers based on your PhD, based story read in my childhood days, every time it pops up in my mind, every time it gives me a lesson to understand and go ahead and to take a decision. I don't know if Mr. Sudarshan, who wrote this story, had this thing in his mind or not, but the thing is, this is an important, to me, it is a very important say to share with. We have to decide if we are going to steal the horse, the data, to become Kharak Singh, the researcher, or we have to become Baba Bharti, a contented saint. I'm not making it that ideal, but at least, at the end of the day, when we see our face in mirror, we should be in a position to see the whole face with eyes open. So these are the things. Many repetitions would be there that I'm not going to take it further. Mostly things have been said. I was trying to touch upon some emotional aspects of the things, some ethical aspects. So I don't know if my story gave you further slumber feel, further sleepy feel, or at least made some space in your heart and mind. I don't know that, but all I would like, or I would appreciate if that story you are able to remember, if you are able to keep in your heart, not just for your research life, not just for your academic life, in your whole life, as an individual in a society, as a person who is contributing to any extent for the mankind. Thank you very much.